Hey everyone, welcome to the Beautiful Life Today channel. Today I want to cover a video request topic, which is how to get over a breakup. So I actually have 8 tips on this topic, and I'm going to be referencing an article that's on my Krista Rose Love blog, so I'll link that below this video. But the best way for me to talk about this topic is obviously from personal experience. So as I go through these 8 steps to get over a breakup, I'm going to also be referencing my personal experience with it as well. So let's go. So number 1 is taking that time to grieve. That is such an essential first step with getting over a breakup. A breakup is such a life-changing experience, and if you don't take that time right after to grieve the breakup, you are shortchanging yourself in this whole process overall. You know, some of the things that you can do, for example, is just process the emotions. If you have to cry, I mean, I know for me, crying was a part of it. You know, answering certain questions that were swimming through my mind, making sure not to reach out to the person who I went to the breakup with, but to really take that time for myself to just process everything and to grieve this item, this part of my life that is no longer going to be there. Sometimes it's very easy to reach out to the very person that you went through the breakup with in order to find that source of comfort or peace, and that's the very thing you don't want to do. In a situation where there is a breakup, you want to make sure that you just carve out that time for yourself to heal and to process the emotions, and you'll be a lot better off for it. Praying also really helps, taking that time out for yourself to go out in nature, read books that will help you process your emotions, just anything that will help you get through the grieving process right after the breakup happens. So the grieving process actually naturally leads into the second step, which is to take some time out for yourself. You want to give yourself that space that is so absolutely essential after a breakup happens. So after the grieving process happens, you don't want to then just jump right back into the swing of things in terms of getting back into your usual social space and you know, start putting yourself out there and stuff. You really want to give yourself that space, because if you don't do that, you are again shortchanging the healing process. You want to again, you know, just indulge in things that you love to do on your own, where you don't need someone else to enjoy the activity with. So taking, you know, hikes, walks in nature, going for a run, riding your bike, reading books that you love, drawing, writing. There's so much you can do, scrapbooking, any hobbies that you love to do on your own. I highly recommend that you do that during the portion, during this second step process, which is to give yourself some space. I absolutely encourage you not to reach out to your ex. You want to just, if you have to delete the number, anything in your space that reminds you of that person, you just want to make sure that you are allowing that rebirth of yourself and your identity to occur during this time. So the third step is to surround yourself with positivity. So this is so absolutely essential. It's very easy to get sucked into negativity with the thoughts that might be running through your head about the breakup or what the breakup may mean and so forth. And this is why you really want to make sure that you focus on the positive, because when all is said and done, this is actually a good thing, the fact that the breakup happened, and that's how you have to see it. It's so easy to focus on the negative with it, but a great way to see it, it's all about perspective, right? And a great way to see the breakup is that if this relationship truly wasn't meant to be, at least the breakup happened now as opposed to many, many, many years from now, and you wasted all that time with that person that could have been dedicated to yourself, getting to do things on your own, or perhaps with somebody else. But either way, you have to make sure that your perspective is put in check and it's in a positive direction, so you're able to move forward in a successful, positive way. So surround yourself with positivity. Now is a great time to surround yourself with positive people who are going to encourage you and to remind you of how amazing you are, how much potential you have, how great of a person you are. Whatever it may be, you know deep inside who those people are, and you want to make sure that as you start to expose yourself more now socially, that you are just very selective about who you're around. People who have negative things to say or try to bring you back into the whole breakup drama zone, those are people you don't want to be around at this moment. moment. You want to make sure you're around people who are just positive and helping you move forward in a much more positive, encouraging direction. A great idea in terms of surrounding yourself with positivity is to do little post-it notes to yourself, write encouraging things and put them around your house in places where you are bound to see them. Great encouraging quotes, perhaps Bible scripture, whatever it may be. It's such an important thing to make sure that you are constantly seeing positivity everywhere you look, especially when you're home. You want to make sure you get rid of the negative stuff that reminds you of the past, and you see positive, uplifting quotes around you or just images overall. Also, I think at bookstores, you can also get cute little encouraging cards and stuff like that. So check those out. Also online, check out encouraging image cards. You can just open up the box and pull out a card and read it for the day or for whenever you're feeling bad about yourself, and it's a great way to switch your mind around in a better direction. Number 4 is talk to someone. You are not an island unto yourself. You have to at some point make sure that you start merging into your social scene and getting back into the swing of things with your friends and people who truly care about you, and just getting back to life overall. If you don't feel that you can't lean on someone for support and for guidance and for advice overall, and if you're still hurting or whatever process you're going through at that moment, just let them know. Be honest about how you're feeling, and it's such a wonderful time for you to be able to get things off your chest in a positive way after you've been able to give yourself some space and go through the grieving process, and also surround yourself with positivity. Now is a great time to really start talking to people that you trust and to get things off your chest that have been accumulating that you just really want to express and get some feedback on. I know for sure that I did this, and I was very picky about who I spoke to. I will say though that when I went through the breakup experience that I'm actually speaking from experience on, it was interesting because there was someone who came out of the woodwork who, when he found out that I went through the breakup, he was very supportive of, being that person to lean on, that shoulder to cry on. And I recognized that even though I was feeling quite emotional, I was like, yeah, I think I know where you came from with this. And it was very clear what his intentions were. So I was able to spot that and not fall into that trap. And so it's important to remember that after a breakup process, there could be traps out there where someone appears to want to be encouraging and positive with you, but really they have their own selfish interests involved. And you really don't want to fall into those traps, because ultimately you need that time for yourself, and you need to be able to cherry pick who those truly supportive people are and who the people are that are just trying to capitalize on a negative situation in your life at the moment. Number 5 is forgiveness, and I can't stress this enough. Forgive the person who offended you and the person who you went through the breakup with. I can speak from personal experience on this, and forgiveness for me was so crucial. I definitely made it a conscious, intentional effort to make sure that I said, in my head as well as out loud, I forgive that person. Because if you don't stress that, if you don't make this as part of your healing process, you're going to hold on to that frustration, that anger, and it's almost like baggage that you carry to every future relationship down the path. And you don't want to have this luggage, this baggage, which when you don't forgive, that's what happens, is that baggage accumulates. And so every person that you come across going down the line from a relationship standpoint, because you never forgave the person that you went through the breakup with, you're going to be taking that unforgiveness to every other person, and they're going to be wondering, well, I didn't do this, why are you treating me this way? It's because you never forgave the person from the breakup situation. So you just want to make sure that you take that time to forgive. If you have to say it to yourself, even if you don't feel it, you have to say it. You have to believe it and move forward. You may not feel like you're forgiving, but just whenever you feel that little that point of frustration or anger, whatever it may be, when you feel that emotion, say, I forgive, and then put the name there, I forgive, and you'd be surprised how, and I guess again speaking from personal experience, it's like a weight is lifted off of your shoulders and off of your heart, really, when you're able to truly embrace forgiveness, even when you don't feel like forgiving the person. Being able to say it and to enforce it and to speak it intentionally is such a powerful experience. Number 8, the last step is to take time to rebuild. This is a great time to re-find yourself, to embrace your identity, and to just re-find yourself again overall. I know that I just started exploring stuff that I've always loved to do that perhaps during that relationship I suppressed. That I decided, you know what, I'm on my own and I love to write. Let me start writing again. I love writing poetry, and that's exactly what I did. When I went through that breakup, I remember opening up my computer and going back to this blog where I used to write poetry that I stopped writing on, and then I was like, you know what? I loved writing on this thing in the past. Let me reactivate it. So I went back on there and started writing, and I could just feel the words pouring out of me. And it was such an emotional release, and it was such a healing process. And so writing for me was such a wonderful thing, and I can honestly say that was such a wonderful part of my identity to recapture. And by doing that, I was able to just rediscover different parts of my identity as I wrote, things that I love to do, getting out in nature, drawing, just everything just started opening up like a flower, really. And I know it sounds a little corny, but it was really a great time for me to rediscover myself and take a permanent step forward in the right direction. And I really wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm telling you that if you're in the beginning or going through the process of healing from a breakup, there is light at the end of the tunnel. It may feel like you're stuck and that nothing's going to get better, and you may feel like you're in a whirlwind or a tornado of negativity, when really everything for you is moving in a positive, much better direction. And that's what you have to tell yourself. Even when things feel really crappy, you have to remind yourself that things are moving forward, and that you're going to be a better person at the end of this healing process, and that life is going to be so much better after you've completed the healing process overall. You're going to feel so much better about yourself, about your identity. You're going to attract amazing people into your life, better people into your life, and just overall life is going to be a lot better. And that this is a perfect opportunity, a key opportunity in your life to take a permanent step forward in the direction that you've always desired for your life. So I'll make sure to link my article on this below this video, and I hope you have a great day. More videos are on the way, so stay tuned. Bye.